What do you think?
I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
Go ahead and laugh, you guys. If I ever find a little bastard that did this, they're dead meat.
Hi. Just wanted to start by saying it is an absolute honor to meet all three of you. The original Scream is what started my love of horror movies, and now covering them is my job. So thank you.
Thank you. So we were actually chatting with Radio Silence last night, and they told us something that I thought was so sweet. They told us they came up with this backstory for Dewey where they imagined he took in lots of stray animals, like cats and dogs in the years between movies. And I was curious if there were any other kind of character traits or backstories that you all know to be true about your characters that might not even make it to screen, but that you guys know is.
Well, my character had a little, like, barbecue award on his thing, and it said Dewey Riley. I was like, oh, he's a big barbecuer, which I was a big barbecue. So
I think we know pretty much all of Sydney's backstory, and we know that almost everybody she's ever loved has died. So I don't know what else to share with you.
Not much time for hobbies or anything.
No.
Yeah, anything that Gail is doing when she's not writing about murder or being chased by a murderer.
Gail is she's an anchor on a morning show, and I think that was her dream, is to be known by as many people as possible.
Yeah, it's so great to, come back to these characters so many years later, just because they mean so much to so many people, and to check in on them and hope that they're doing well and hope that they'll be okay. And even if they're not, it's good to see them again.
I was curious what you all maybe feel like you really have in common with these characters, because you've known them for so long. I have to imagine they feel like a part of you almost.
I think Dewey always wants to be taken seriously, and doesn't always, but sometimes does. I don't know. I feel similar feelings.
I like that. Yeah.
I think Sydney, because of her history and what she's been through, she's sort of feels a bit like the underdog, or feels a bit bullied. I had a bit of that growing up, and so it wasn't difficult to portray that or bring that to the character. And I think it's been very interesting that a lot of people come to me and tell me how much Sydney, the character of Sydney, has inspired them and helped them in their childhood or in their teen years when they were feeling like an underdog. So it's interesting what comes from making these movies sometimes that's unexpected.
And Courtney, any of Gail's strength or assertiveness in your real life?
Gail is relentless, and I feel like so am I. No. I don't know. I guess
she's strong. You're strong.
Yeah, she's strong, and I'm not probably.
She's a go-getter.
Yeah. She's a fashion icon.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for your time. And also, David, it's just a real pleasure to be talking to a former WCW champion.
Big wrestling fan.
Wrestling fan. This is a custom belt for our channel.
Yes.
Dead Meat
That is awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Take care.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Dylan, Marley. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I just wanted to say at the top, it's very cool to meet a character from the fourth Scream specifically. When I was in film school, I rode my bike over to the set to watch you guys film.
Yeah, we met at University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. So
Stop it.
You filmed in our college town. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
I was
God.
going to say you met watching them film. No, but
That would
that'd
be
be great.
very cool.
I was like,
Yeah.
got it. Oh, cool.
So in the new Scream, you two play the sheriff of Woodsboro and her son, and as such, you have very cautious characters, almost paranoid a little bit, which of course is justified being in a horror movie. But we were wondering if in real life, is there anything that you guys find yourself being overly cautious or almost paranoid
like an
about?
irrational fear.
Irrational fears.
I'll tell you, and it's sort of played out, but I've been like a compulsive hand sanitizing addict before the pandemic, just always, every time, shake hands, sanitize. And now that irrational fear it's kind of played out.
Yeah.
Here we are.
You've been validated.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a germaphobe, I will say. That would be my irrational fear.
Dylan, do you have anything?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is just being extremely cautious about COVID. And that's not irrational.
We live in a time of very rational fear.
I'm just walking on eggshells
all
every day
of
of my
your
life
fears
now.
could come true.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Also, we already said why Marley was in something that's really important to us. Dylan, Lost is one of my most formative shows ever, and I love that you were in it.
I love that I was in it too. I feel the same about that show.
Yeah. And Don't Breathe also was one of our favorite horror movies.
And Detroit. So
Detroit, which is where we're from.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Did you get to film anything in Detroit?
Just a couple like outside shots, but the majority was Budapest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Crazy. Budapest for Detroit.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Right?
We both saw Scream last night and you guys were fantastic. Marley, I think it's really cool that besides the three legacy characters, you're like the biggest returnee. Did you think that doing Scream 4, 10 years ago, that you'd be back a decade later doing it again?
Listen, someone called out this morning that I am the only cast member who was first introduced in a sequel and then lived to be in the next installment.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
I don't see Patrick Dempsey on this
Oh
cast.
man.
Yeah, no, it's honestly, I was pinching myself. I couldn't believe it. It was 10 years later and I get this call out of the blue and they were like, guess what? We're relaunching Scream and Judy's coming back. I'm like, let's do this. So fun.
I'm so glad they did.
Yes, I'm so glad they did. Thank you both so much.
Yeah, you were both great. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
Have a good one.
Have a good
All right,
one.
guys. You
Bye.
too. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Oh, I like that red suit. Our wedding is actually 1 week from 2 weeks from today, and I'm wearing a red suit.
Yeah,
so.
it looks
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
like
Congratulations,
that.
guys.
Excited.
Thank
Thank you. So Jack and Melissa in the new Scream, you guys play the main couple. And so you're kind of like the main characters. Is there in real life another horror movie archetypical character that you would better relate to than like main character? There's like the jock, the nerd. I don't know what else is there, hon.
Nerd. I mean, you said nerd. I feel like I'm the nerd for sure.
Yeah.
He's definitely the nerd. He's so smart. He was educating me while we were shooting like scenes in a car. We would play games about like movies and the industry, and I'd be like, I would always lose because I know nothing. He knows everything.
I'm
but
just
I
a
learned
movie
a lot
nerd.
from him.
The movie game. One person says a movie, the other person says a person in that movie, the next person says another movie that person was in. It's great.
Yeah, it's so fun. But I feel like I am the idiot. I am the idiot in the movie.
I don't think that's even
always the idiot that's like I can take that person and then immediately dies. Like I'm that person. Yeah.
Like Blaze of Glory.
But you're brave though.
I'm brave.
That means you're brave.
Yeah, I'm brave.
It's not all bad.
You're just like, yeah, he's so smart, the nerd. I'm the idiot. Sell yourself short.
I like that though. The brave idiot is like a cool. That should be like a new archetype or trope we see more often.
Yeah.
I like it.
Brave idiot. Let's get it happening.
One of the things I think is so fascinating about Scream is that like during its sequels, they had to kind of pass around multiple versions of the script during productions that spoilers wouldn't leak and people wouldn't have the surprise ruined. Did that happen at all during this one, or was it always kind of the same?
Yeah, definitely. I read a script with a different ending.
Me too. I read a script with certain people died in my script that wound up making it later.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a weird, especially in the beginning. Eventually, we all kind of figured it out. But especially in the beginning, we all thought different things were going on. So there was almost this like meta, even more meta thing in making it where we're all trying to guess who the killer is. We don't know. The cast doesn't even know.
Yeah. When we had our first table read, they didn't even give us the full script.
Yeah, we didn't even read the ending of it
Yeah.
at all. It went up to the end of the second act and that was it.
Yeah.
Did you ever film anything that like alternate takes or anything that were intentionally not included in the movie?
No, we didn't.
I don't know if I did. Maybe other people did, but I didn't experience that.
No, we
don't think.
We didn't shoot any extra footage because I feel like you need more money.
Yeah, you need
I was
more
about to
money.
say
It's a
the
lot of money.
budget for that is
Yeah, you need more time and money. And it was also, we were also like during COVID and everything was like very restricted. We
Yeah.
had a specific amount of time, but everything was very secretive.
Yeah, but also we would play like when we would all hang out. It was kind of like a summer camp vibe. We had a common room in our hotel that we'd like watch horror movies in, and we would play this board game. It's got a weird name to it. Brace yourselves. It's called Secret Hitler. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
I love
Very
that game.
familiar,
I'm
yeah.
very,
She's
very
finally
good at
somebody
it.
because
Yeah.
I say this and people are like, what? Like, what are you doing? But we would play this again, another meta aspect. We're all trying to find out who the fascists are, and
Yeah.
we went crazy.
Yeah.
We played this
It
game.
was very intense.
Like-
we would play it all the time though. Like 3 times a week we would play it.
Yeah, 3 times a week. And we would it would eventually, like some people would drop out at a certain point because they were like, they knew it would devolve into a shouting match. Like I would just scream at the directors. And like the next day I had to work with them. It was I wish we filmed all of those games.
I'm sure there are some
I have
videos
clips,
of that.
but my God, we went for the jugular. She's tricky in that game.
You guys saw the movie, right?
No, we haven't seen it.
Oh,
Okay, so real quick,
just kidding, of course. Yeah, we saw it.
Okay, well, because we're the podcast, podcast douchebags that you're watching.
Oh yeah,
on the laptop,
in the hotel.
We're film fails. Yeah, we filmed that at our house. Yeah.
During the Pizza Hut scene.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what I like to call it. That's amazing. Oh my God, I knew you guys looked familiar.
Yeah.
That's
It was so cool
awesome.
talking to you guys. We loved it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Movie's great. You
It's
guys were
fantastic.
fantastic. Yeah.
Loved it.
Thanks, guys. Hey, have fun at your wedding.
Yeah,
thank you.
congratulations.
Radio Silence will be there. They're coming.
They're coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
James and Chelsea, I'm such a big fan of you guys. You guys are so good, dude. You guys are so great. I watch Kill Count before interviews just to make sure that I'm up.
Stop. Are you serious?
You got big
He
fans.
was
of
talking
me.
about you guys earlier.
That's right.
That's so cool.
That makes
thank
it
you.
so cool.
Hey, keep up the good work. You guys are
Hey, you guys keep up the good work, man. We just saw
Yes.
the movie last night. You're
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh, loved it.
loved it.
Did you see
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we weren't sure like who knew about it yet, or oh man, that's the coolest thing ever.
I didn't mean to take it, but you guys are great, and I wanted to tell you that.
Oh, well, thank you, Mason.
Yo, this is great. Yes.
Yeah. Well, for the interview part, Jasmin and Mason. So in the news scream, you guys play Randy Meeks' niece and nephew. And Randy is, of course, the ultimate horror expert. Is there anything that you guys would consider yourself the ultimate expert of and could go on a Randy Meeks-like spiel about it?
Oh, I'm not an expert, but I'm a nerd for the Enneagram. Are you guys familiar with the Enneagram?
Oh yeah. We did a whole podcast about what Enneagram's horror characters would be.
That's
Brilliant.
so cool. What do you think Mindy's Enneagram is?
Ooh.
I don't remember them well.
I know. I'm
enough,
trying to
so-
remember. I feel like it's type 5.
That's what I was thinking.
The creative
Yeah.
kind of.
5 is
Yeah.
the knowledgeable one, the very smart,
Nailed it.
intellectual. But then the 4 wing is the artist, the 6 wing is the loyalist.
Look at
See,
you.
I'm a nerd.
Yes, for sure.
That's cool. Knowing the wings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I almost answered for you and said Enneagrams. She's
Yeah.
big on.
I made the whole cast take the test like
That's
right when we got to Wilmington because I was like, I need to know what everyone's Enneagram
Oh
is.
my gosh. I remember we typed ourselves. I think I was a 4.
I'm a 4 as well.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I love it.
What are you an expert in?
Anime.
Yes.
It would certainly.
Hell yes.
there's all kinds, and I'll
You also
fight
make
somebody.
good playlists. I feel like you're an expert playlist maker.
Music.
Mhm.
I got good taste. What can I
Oh,
say?
nice, man. Yeah, I feel like anime is, I mean, it's always been there, but I feel like right now it's maybe more popular than ever.
It's kind of a blind spot of ours, but I do like,
Mhm.
I love anime games. So like, I love Danganronpa. I don't know if you've played that.
That's right, because you have good taste.
Thank you.
That's good. You guys will just have to catch up, especially because Attack on Titan is coming back, and I'm just gonna tell everyone to watch that. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have any recommendations for
That's
people who
right.
aren't as familiar? As
go on right now and you watch Attack on Titan. 'Cause
Okay.
especially
Cool,
for
cool.
like horror fans, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot of like body horror, right? I mean, literally, it's like giant people.
You're like, yeah.
That's all I know about it.
Yeah, for me, please.
So, I mean, speaking of horror fans, as playing nephews of Randy Meeks, big horror fan, are you guys also horror fans in real life? I mean, the fact that Mason knows Dead Meat, I'm assuming.
You're more of a horror fan than I am. I'm more of a psychological thriller type of gal. I
Oh,
actually
the elevated horror.
Seen the movie. That's movie, maybe. I love horror. I feel like whether it be video games or movies, it's such a visceral form of entertainment that allows me to feel something so overwhelmingly like immense in my body.
makes you
that
feel
I can-
alive.
That's right. Truly. It operates similarly to comedy in a lot of ways. Like the reaction I'll get, whether it be to laugh or to feel dread, it's very
I think horror is important. It makes me uncomfortable, but it's important.
well. You're in like every horror like iconic.
There's also that. That's
Yeah, that helps. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. What do I love about it? The check? It helps.
Get my rent.
That's a cool part.
Well, thank you so much. I wish we had more time with you, but maybe in the future,
Yes,
we'd love to
please.
chat more. But yeah,
Looking
thanks.
forward to the YouTube video that comes out of this.
Oh, dude, you know it's gonna get a kill count when I come back.
It had better.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.
So, Sonia, if I'm correct, this is your first movie ever, right?
Mm-hmm. First major movie ever, yeah.
How did it feel to jump in the deep end with the 5th movie of an established, beloved franchise?
I don't know. I keep pinching myself. I just feel really, really lucky, and it's just a dream come true. I'm like I can't believe that I get to be a part of this with the most talented, incredible people that I love and that have become like some of my closest friends now, and to be a part of this franchise that I've been a fan of for years. Just very grateful.
Was there anyone in the cast who you feel like really taught you something specific about acting, since this was kind of new for you?
I was thinking about that. I feel like every single person that I had the pleasure of working with kind of taught me something different. I think just being in their presence and seeing how they work and kind of how they prepare like their moment before and their focus and how professional they are. Just taking little tips and tricks from everybody and their performances. And that's like the best way to learn. You know, that's the best school that you can possibly attend, you know?
Mikey, you're coming off of one of my favorite movies of the last few years, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Tarantino's my all-time favorite. I think it's so cool you're in one of his movies. I was curious if there was anything specifically from working with him that you maybe have kind of brought with you to other projects, or specifically this.
Yeah, I mean, he's my favorite too. Even like before I was cast in the movie. I was only 19 when I did it, and so it was like one of my first sort of big roles, and I think just because of that, it was really influential for me. I think just looking and watching like incredible actors and some of like the great actors, it kind of demystified it in a way, and I got to see like how they work really behind the scenes, and that was really interesting to me. Like, oh, great actors mess up on their lines too.
That's a good thing to learn, is like, it's not always as perfect as you see in the final cut. Do you guys have a favorite Scream sequel that's not the one that you're in?
I love the first one. I feel like for me, it's just, I don't know, that's the one that like is really close to my heart, and I think I've watched more than any other film.
The third one was the one with like the movie within the movie, right?
Yeah.
I really liked that idea. I like that
I like that one too.
I just want to say both your outfits are very colorful,
so good,
and sparkly,
Thanks.
and awesome.
Thanks. Kind of matching.
Yeah. Thanks so much for your time and great work.
Yeah, you both are so good in this.
Thank
like,
you.
seriously.
Excellent. Hey guys.
Hey, good to see you guys.
And we'll see you soon. In
Your
person.
wedding.
2 weeks.
That's right. Yeah.
2 weeks, literally, I think from today, 2 weeks.
Yeah. From yesterday. Thanks so much. Like, congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
You too. Yeah, thank you.
This is such a happy way to start off.
Yeah.
So I guess the first thing I wanted to ask is I feel like this is the biggest question fans have had throughout, since this thing has been announced, is how dare you? Like, I can't imagine how you guys must be feeling the week or so leading up to this, knowing like, oh, this thing's actually coming out and people are gonna watch it. Are you guys like, how are you feeling?
I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting. It is, nerve-wracking, but it's mostly just exciting and kind of thrilling, especially since everybody that we've talked to so far who has seen it has had a really positive response. So that's just been, beyond our wildest expectations. Because by the way, how dare you was our thought too when we first walked in to read the script. We were like, how dare we? And then we read the script and it was fantastic. And we were like, great. We dare. Like, we dare. Let's take
this swing. Yeah.
It's been this weird, surreal experience where I feel like every step of the way, it's felt like such a fantasy to be a part of it, that it has always felt day by day like it could be taken away at any time. So to actually have the movie made and to have it about to come out, it's this weird where, oh, it's actually real. We did a thing that is going to exist. We can't uncreate it and can't be taken.
Right,
too late for it to be taken from us now. And that is it's wild to be at that point.
Yeah, and there's also going to be a big relief just from worrying about spoilers for so long. There's like, let's let the movie get out into the world, please.
Talk about
so we can actually talk about the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember, I covered the Scream series on the channel in 2017, well before this movie was happening. And I remember saying at the end of Scream 4, like, Wes is gone now. I hope they don't continue the series without him.
Sorry we let you down.
News of this came out and people started messaging me like, hey, remember when you said that? Well, look. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I saw that your guys' names were attached. And I was like, well, okay, I'll revise my statement. Like, honestly, I mean, Ready or Not, I think is such in the vein of the Scream movies. Obviously, we love that movie as we've talked before about it. And it was like, oh, okay, I think those guys can handle it. We were wondering, yeah, how did this even come together?
Yeah, because you mentioned you saw the script and then decided to kind of, get involved. So yeah, what was how did this even happen?
Jamie Vanderbilt, who wrote the script with his partners at Project X, William and Paul, they had the opportunity to make it their first movie as a company. And they produced our last movie. So as soon as they found out they might have the opportunity to produce it, apparently in one moment, the decision was, let's get Guy, who wrote Ready or Not, to write this with Jamie. Let's ask us to direct it. And that's the package.
But this was happening behind the scenes.
We didn't know any of it before us. We knew none of it.
This was going on.
And then they wrote the script and they did the whole thing. And then we found out in a meeting that Jamie was writing it with Guy. And
heads exploded.
Yeah, we were just impressed and excited that our friends were writing Scream. We were like, that's the coolest thing ever. And then fast forward a week, they called us and said, hey, we want you guys to direct it. Can you come in and read the script? And
oh my God.
We were nervous. But look, we had the same anxiety, I think, that you had as fans, right? Like, God, this has to be it has to be something so singular for it to feel like the right way to step back into that world, given what, of course, we love about the other four, but also the complicated situation of all four of those movies having been created by Wes. And like, those are insane shoes to fill. Right. It had to do a lot of things. It had to check an infinite number of boxes. And every time we turned the page of that script, it was like, God, we have to do this. Like, we have, unless it goes off the rails in the next 10 pages, there's no way we can't be involved in this movie.
And Jamie had a very long courtship with Kevin Williamson to get him involved. Once it got his blessing, we're like, all right, we know this isn't going to be in the Scream world a little bit. And it made our decision, besides the script being perfect, very easy to come on board.
And I know that, with the Scream movies, there's always the multiple scripts to keep spoilers at bay. The one that you read, was that pretty much the final script? Did it go through revisions? Did they give you one with a fake ending just in case?
We read the real script. Yeah. We read the real script, and then it went through revisions, before we finished shooting, but they were all production based, our needs on set, like how to tweak things. But the story, the characters, everything that we read in that first script, February 2020, is a version of exactly what's in the movie.
But it was you guys who helped get Nev Campbell on board, right? With I believe you wrote a letter to her.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we wrote her a letter. We wrote her a very honest letter just about how much we just, can't make this movie without her.
And they were so integral to the story of what this movie was. You couldn't remove any of the legacy characters from it and have it still work and work
nobody
the way
wanted
that it
to,
works. And just they're the beating heart of this franchise. And I think you really feel that in the movie.
Yeah, for sure. It's amazing how just tone wise and everything, it really feels right. It feels like it just fits right in. And I guess even just the idea of having people make an installment not done by the person who made the previous movies is a little bit meta. Do you know what I mean? It's that happens with.
We are fans making a fan film.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And we have had an infinite number of those moments on this movie, including this one now, talking about where the process of making it, what the movie's about, what the history and the legacy of these movies are about, it's all been folding in on itself in ways big and small since the earliest moments of working on it. And it's been such a fun and inspiring world to live in because of how self-reflexive and how meta the whole process has been.
Yeah. And, we saw the movie a couple of nights ago. No spoilers here, but I do think that it just perfectly nails that tone of the meta-ness of Scream, but not in an obnoxious way. And it's not over the top. I mean, Scream, I think that a lot of younger audience members take meta for granted now, because when Scream came out, it was weird to hear that many references to other movies in a movie.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
now everything is so intertextual and every character in every
everything's
movie.
like a metaverse.
Yeah.
Now, Yeah.
But what's great about, the new Scream is that it feels in line with the original. Those characters feel like they should know the things that they know. And it's awesome. I love it. I know that the first Scream was just as important, if not more so to you guys than it is to us and to so many other people. Did you guys ever get a chance to meet Wes?
We didn't, no. But we did get to, through this process, as close as you can for someone you've never met, we've got to talk to so many people that were part of his life and get so many stories. And every time you ask anybody about their experience with him, they just open up. Everybody wants to talk about him and share these stories. And he sounds like he was just incredible.
I think, the thing that we've heard repeated from everyone is Wes changed my life.
Yeah.
Everyone literally said,
including us, by the way.
And now here we are. And it's, that is definitely true for us as well.
Yeah. And that love for him is just so evident this entire movie.
Good. That's like the highest possible compliment.
Yeah. Thank you. You guys did it. I think he'd be proud. Yeah. I'm proud of you guys. Good job.
So proud of you guys.
So happy. We can't wait to see you too.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so excited to see you guys.
All right. Good luck with the rest of today and the rest of the week up to the release.
Awesome.
See you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.